stuff going on in life. I don't know. I didn't really make a plan about what I wanted to talk about. I will be touching the mental health subject a little bit. So I will give another disclaimer before I get into that, because I think it's very important to talk about it, but also if you're not in the mental health space to listen about my mental problems, like, do not worry at all. I get it. I sometimes do not have the bandwidth for anything else, so don't worry. I'll let you know in time. And it's all good if you leave. I still have my coffee that I made this morning. And I can hear some incessant background noises, but I hope you can't hear it. I think I've gotten a little better in editing and processing my audio, so I've been trying to give you a little bit of a more background noise free experience. But unfortunately, living in an apartment complex in a bigger city right next to very busy streets, that does not always work, but I'll try my best. So, I don't know, I thought that we could chat. I cannot talk anymore. It's quite early. But I thought I could start out this video by talking about our plans today. Obviously, if this isn't nighttime for you, I would love to hear what your plans are for today. I tend to film quite early in the morning because it seems like the time all my neighbours are the most quiet, and I can have the most energy to film. So I always have the full day ahead of me. But I know you guys might listen to this when you're sleeping or trying to. But I start my day, and I am planning, or like I'm actually going in an hour to a little like pumpkin patch festival kind of thing that they're doing close to me, and I'm going with a friend of mine, and I'm very excited. We're gonna drive, and I hope they have a really good pumpkin latte, pumpkin spice, because I love a pumpkin spice latte. Oh, it's my weakness. I has a huge spike where you can kind of see that there's something that needs to be edited out. And I tried that, but in my audio wave, it's kind of like not really visible, so I was really scared. I was gonna like kill your eardrums, so I just I mute my microphone for a second, and then I have this like missing, like this gap in my audio wave, and that's how I edit so much of my audio to my video. And then I look for the spots I left out, and then I try to cut that down. So, because sometimes I don't have time to like watch my entire hour-long video back to make like a cut for noise. So that's kind of how I started doing it, and that's been going quite well. Literally, the bane of my existence is such an unnecessary background information for you guys. I'm sorry if I'm boring you, but the camera I'm filming with, or just the Canon G7X Mark III, I think, cannot connect it to the Blue Yeti, or at least I don't know how it connects to the Blue Yeti. So I need to record my audio and my video separately, and I cannot tell you how many times I recorded videos without audio. Probably 100 times. Or with like faulty audio because my microphone cuts out in the middle of the video or something. Makes me go crazy. It's a bit annoying because my microphone's like plugged into my phone, so I can't use my phone while filming, which isn't terrible, but I've mentioned before that I would love to do more vlogs. And then I can never do anything in the vlogs because I need to use my phone and the camera to film. But different story. But yeah, I'm very excited to go to the pumpkin patch. How did I get from the pumpkin patch to here? No one knows. And I'm really excited to hang out. I probably don't mean I have to. I don't know what else I'm doing today. But I'm driving down to my parents' tonight. This is kind of the only direction I've been driving with my car. If you've missed it, I recently got my first own car for uni. But so far, it's kind of like driving down to my parents has been the only time I've been using it. I've been quite good with not using it for like unnecessary distances. I'm like quite proud because I do live in a city, you know. I do have a metro card, or however you want to call it, which is more convenient and a lot cheaper than using the car if you're in the city. So I've been trying to be very good at that, and I really haven't made any unnecessary drives. Yeah, I am gonna be driving down to my parents, and with down I mean towards the south. I don't know, south is just down to me. But my parents live very far in the south of Germany. I think I mentioned that before. And I live a bit more upwards, but I still live in the south of Germany. But it's a like 2-hour drive. And I'm quite excited to drive. To be honest, I really, really enjoy driving. I've always really liked driving, so I'm excited. So in the middle of my audiobook, it's a thriller by Darcy Coates. It's a news release, and the audiobook's really good. It's about this like YouTuber, like mysterious style competition on this island, and there's like weird stuff going on, and I don't know fully where we're going yet. information on you guys because I was quite angry, obviously not at you, but at the person. But I am driving down to my parents because we're going to see a lawyer tomorrow. I'm like 25, can I just please not? But it's like obviously not so fun story. But my birth father, that I have not had any contact with in the past years, I've said that before, does not want to pay child support for me anymore. And unfortunately, while I am still studying, I am entitled to my child support. To my, like, I mean, my mom gets a child support, you know, for like, I don't know if it's the same in America or wherever you're from, but in Germany, your parents can have to pay until you finish your first education, and I'm not finished, so. But when you turn 18, it goes from your other parent to yourself, the rights to child support. So I don't have a child, I am the child. Yeah, but we're basically going to this lawyer to decide if, like, I am going to sue my birth father and tell me why this is something I have to concern myself with. I have no idea, it's just I'm lucky entertained by my own life, yet I cannot be bothered. Basically, I was thinking about this before, and I had such big hopes for this year, okay? You should see my freaking mood board. It's actually right there. I was so excited for 2025 because 2024 was not my year. My confidence was really, really low that year. And if you know, you know, I was struggling a lot with uni. And I was really excited for 2025, and I thought that was gonna be my year. 2025 was gonna be great. And while there were a lot of things where I like succeeded and was quite happy and about, and good things have happened, also like immensely traumatic and random as shit has been happening to me this year. I don't even know, like, I genuinely would not be surprised if a fucking shark landed in my backyard. I don't even have a backyard, you know, but like I would not be surprised. Because at this point, like, my life is just a bad movie right now. I don't know, ever since the beginning of the year, it was just an up and down, and up and down, and up and down, and up and down, and up and down. And then now I finally thought, okay, you know what, like, we got all this shit done with in the first half of the year. I'm starting my masters now. I'm finishing my bachelor's, and then my father, I hate that word. It does not relate to him in the slightest. Decides that he wants to be funny. Like what? Yeah, so if I'm like complaining a lot, but you know, if I wasn't handling enough, I now like have to handle a whole court case potentially. Like I'll know more tomorrow, and the potential existential dread of literally having no money. I mean, I've talked about it before. master program works is that you get to choose your own subjects, and you do 3 of them a semester, so 6 in total. And then for the last year of your masters, you do like project internships that are like 6 weeks in lab each, and then you just do your master's thesis in biology, which is what I'm doing. Usually is a research-based thesis where you research in lab and then write your thesis about it. And I'm gonna have to do that for like 6 to 9 months. That's another thing, because I'm gonna have to like full-time be in lab. That just scares me a little bit, because when I've done my bachelor's, I was quite occupied with that. I mean, it was quite hard because I was working full-time under the week, and then on the weekend I was doing all my YouTube, and I was doing all of my other jobs. So basically I was just working 24/7 for 3 months straight, and at the end I was quite done with everything. So I'm quite intrigued how that's gonna go with doing it for 6 months. I'm just very glad about the opportunity that I do get to start my masters, and I got the subjects I wanted, because you kind of have to rank priorities for the subjects you want, and then you get them allotted, like you can't 100% choose them. But I thankfully got all the ones I wanted. I was a bit upset. Because before I officially enrolled and everything, and even applied for the master, they had a virology module, and virology is kind of the direction and the field I wanted to go in. So I thought that was quite good. And then after I've already interviewed, I've already been accepted, I've already enrolled, I already paid my student fees and everything, they all of a sudden said that they wouldn't be running that module, and they haven't been for the last 3 years, and I was like, I literally mentioned it multiple times in my application, in my interview. Like, no one told me this before, so I was a bit salty about that. However, so the modules I have now are immunology, and I got a RNA subject. It's called like RNA structure, function, and something else. And that module, like, it's not my favorite, but you know, it doesn't have to do. It doesn't have to do. The only thing that worries me is that it's got an oral exam, and I'm terribly afraid of oral exams. So, and then the last module I chose, which I don't know if I'm gonna regret this desperately, but the last module I chose was Python and like programming in life sciences, which that is just delusional because I have no idea how to program. Which, is surely gonna be very interesting. But I always wanted to learn Python. We learned a different programming language. We learned R, if that means anything to you, in my bachelor's, at least a little bit, and I quite enjoyed it once I understood what I was doing. So I was just kind of like, oh yeah, you know, let's do Python, and now I'm like, oh god, what have I done? What have I done? What have I done? Because now I'm gonna have to learn how to code, like, we'll see how that's gonna go. This is, by the way, the reason why my nails are quite short. because so for every module you have to do the normal lecture, then you have to do a seminar where you kind of like present and talk about stuff, and then you also have to do a 2 to 4 week lab internship, and like that's usually just how it is. But the standard times you're supposed to be in the lab internships are from like 9 till 4 something, and they planned all the lectures around that because obviously everyone has different modules, and you're like not really supposed to miss lectures. So they, like all the subjects are either like in the morning or in the afternoon, and only a few are like during the day. And you have to be there for the lecture, but also for the seminar. And again, I'm like commuting there, and it's like almost an hour drive, it's like 50 minutes if you go well in traffic. So that's expensive, and it's a lot of time. So I was kind of like, you know, like let me kind of try and figure this out, so I at least don't have to drive super often. But then there were a lot of overlapping subjects which I didn't really understand, because it's kind of like you have so much time in the day, like choose a different date. Regardless, so by then the seminar and the lecture are like all together on Thursdays, and the issue with immunology and the RNA thing was that immunology is Monday morning from like 8 till 10, but then again it's in the afternoon from 5 till 7. Grievous. But that's kind of why I chose RNA, because RNA is from, I think, from 2 till 4. However, it means that from 9 till 4, I have nothing to do for 5 hours, and I'm just gonna be at uni, and like I literally cannot drive home. So I'm gonna have to hang out, and like I don't know anyone right now, and it's gonna be really, really awkward. I mean, I could go to the library, obviously I can. I probably will. However, I need breaks, and I like, when I study, I like to babble my stuff out loud. So that's not ideal for a library. And then I don't know if I can study it for 5 hours in a day, and then also have 6 hours worth of lecture and be attentive. That's like 11 hours of studying in a day. I don't know if that's realistic for me, so I'm a little bit worried about what I'm gonna do every Monday for like many hours. And then I'm also gonna have to spend an hour there waiting between my RNA and my immunology class. But we'll see how it goes. I don't know. I was kind of trying to look into different things. I've had a few ideas. I kind of thought about seeing if I can get a gym membership that is also in my city and there. So I could just go to the gym, but also I'm not gonna go to the gym for 5 hours, but you know, maybe just so I can do something, and then like I don't even know, I'm probably gonna take my book. I've seen videos where like college and uni students going in the car and just laying in their boot to have a nap. And I don't know if I'm confident enough for it, but I've been debating it because I'm a huge napper, so I'd love to. And my boot's quite big. However, I'm like, I don't want people to see me. I'm very, very anxious in public about other people's opinion. So I don't know if I can crawl out of my boots in front of everyone. But we'll see. If you have any ideas for me to do other than make friends and sit in the cafeteria or study, do let me know. But I mean, I probably, you know, try to take my book, sit in the car, I don't know, just be chill. Maybe, I mean, the city itself is really, really beautiful. It's a really, really nice city, and it's a bit smaller. or something that I have and try to hang out there. I don't know, but also that for 5 hours gets a little exhausting, so my Mondays are gonna be quite a lot, but then I don't have to drive twice. However, I'm literally gonna spend, I think I'm gonna, I'm gonna have to drive there at 7 in the morning, and then I'm gonna get home at 8. So I'm gonna spend 13 hours at uni and in the car. So yeah, that was an interesting life choice, but I cannot afford fuel to drive up another day, so it is what it is. Having to spend so much time in uni kinda gave me the opportunity to do a bit of uni shopping, so I have like comfy clothes and stuff I can wear, because if I'm not going to do one thing then sit around for 13 hours in uncomfortable clothes. So I'm sorry, but I'm gonna show up in my trackies. Even though I hate leaving the house in trackies. Actually, a funny thing, I saw a video from a American girlie who's living in Germany, or who's like visiting in Germany, or like maybe a boyfriend, I don't know. And she was kind of saying she's very confused about like German people not really being out and about in athletic wear. And that's really true. You rarely see someone in the like cute legging and a top, or like yoga pants and a top combo. I don't know why, because that's hella comfy. But people are more outside dressed here. Does that make any sense? But like, we love to be uncomfortable. But yeah, I don't really tend to leave the house in athletic wear too often. It is a thing. You get weird looks. Like if you go to shops, maybe not as much. But if you do rock up and like go to a cafe or something in your joggers, you'd get a stare too. I don't think anyone would outright like confront you, but you might get a stare. I don't know, maybe my other German viewers did chime in if you think that about Germany, but yeah, I don't know. I got very cozy sweatpants, like big black ones that almost look like dress pants, so I'm thinking I might be able to come through with those. I don't know. But yeah, I'm like still collecting ideas on what to do on my really long Monday. I wish unis had like a rentable bed or cabins. That'd be awesome. But I've been yapping for quite a while, so let me get to the mental health topic. So this is your official warning. If you don't want to hear it, which I totally get, to click off. But I've kind of found that if I'm very honest about my mental health here, I get very positive feedback to that, and like it helps me, and I feel like it always really helps me as a viewer when someone else talks about it, because it makes me feel less alone. And if me being vulnerable and opening my soul to all of YouTube can even help one person, not feel alone with what they're going through, then this is all worth it. myself at this point, so I've been trying is the word, to not entertain myself so much, because if I'm not like listening or watching something, I'm reading or like doing something else, so I've been not sitting with my thoughts a lot. But I don't know, I kind of have currently like 500, 1,000 things and thoughts and worries all going through my head in like insane speeds, and I'm really like recycling issues, and I know I'm making issues where maybe they're none, or I could handle the situation cooler, calm, and more collected, but I just currently I'm like in a spiral with my own thoughts, and I cannot, like right now, I don't know how to describe it, but right now I feel very like I literally feel like I'm getting like tumbled around, and I cannot stop, and I cannot walk in a straight line and get my life straight and get my like feelings and anxiety and everything straight. I don't know. I also noticed that right now I'm having a hard time being in big groups of people. I've never really loved to be in like huge crowds, but right now I'm just like 3 people and I'm out. No, but I find it super hard to interact in social groups right now, especially if I don't know you, or like the people, you know, or like especially if I don't know them. I tend to like a lot of people. But I feel like I have a hard time with like social settings right now, which means I'm kind of avoiding them right now, which also means I think I'm starting to piss off my friends. But I saw a video the other day that, you know, relationships of all kinds as well with your friends take work, and they take being uncomfortable, and they take making compromises. And I've been trying, but it's not really been working currently. I have that a lot when I don't feel good and I don't know where it's coming from. But I feel like a lot of things are like I just physically and mentally like I cannot do it, and the first thing that I'm always struggling with is replying to messages. It's horrendous. I cannot do it. I cannot force myself to do it. It's just I get so stuck on it, and then if I don't reply for like half a day, I already feel so bad that I then just am so blocked in my head that I don't want to respond at all. But I know it's not getting me anywhere, but it's just I cannot, and I don't know what is the thing, but I cannot make myself reply to it, or like listen to a voice message in time. And like literally I despise myself for it, because I know I'm being a bad friend. And I wish I could, you know, there's times where I really try, and then I'm on my phone a lot, and what's going on outside? Being on my phone a lot makes me go absolutely off the rails mentally. I cannot be on my phone for long. Like using my phone is like the detriment of my mental health. I think I cannot use my phone for long. So yeah, it's been a little bit annoying. Because I'm feeling quite stuck, and I would love to share that, but I can't. I'm having a really hard time reaching out and even asking someone if they want to hang, because saying before that like my life is kind of up and down, and it still is, but like I'm like currently, I've noticed that I'm currently having like a really hard time being excited or happy about things, and then on the other hand, I have a really hard time being upset about things. I'm just so unsurprised by anything happening, and I'm like, what is that catch? That I cannot be excited currently, and I cannot be sad about anything. It's all the same. It's all the same. But I'm trying to be optimistic, and obviously I know that there's always, you know, someone else out there who's also struggling, and I don't know, I am always trying to like kind of take it day by day and focus on what's right in front of me. And my cat's been helping a lot, and my boyfriend is great. Like, he's such a big help in my day. He's been cleaning my house basically every day because I am like unable to do any housework currently. Yeah, if I get out of bed, it's a good day, okay? I cannot do anything right now. But I am hoping that once a few things are cleared up tomorrow, that we're gonna be going upwards again. But I don't know, when I was editing my videos, I was kind of like, I don't know if it's noticeable, but like I can see it that just the lights are out in this video. Like I feel like, I don't know, I hope you didn't notice, but I personally, and I see my face a lot, you know, I kind of felt like you can see in my videos that I kind of pre-filmed before going on holidays, which was the height of all this like legal drama going on, that my eyes just look off, that I literally look like I've turned a light bulb off in my brain and I'm just like doing it. And I don't know if that was visible, but I was a bit checked out. But I have started to feel better. The past week was really hard, but I've started to feel better. So, you know, yeah, it's like we're going somewhere. You know, today's not gonna be the last day, tomorrow's not gonna be the last day, and it'll get better. It always has, and it always will. And you know, I mean, I'm in no position to give any advice, okay, currently, but if there's something on your heart, I say this a lot, but you can always reach out. You know, I really enjoy talking to you guys, and I would love nothing more than to be there for you when you don't want to talk to someone you know, because I know how hard it is to reach out, and you know, if I can take a little bit of stress off your shoulders, like please reach out, we can talk anytime you want, and about anything you want, and if we're just gonna talk about books. But yeah, just in any case, you're never alone, and there's so many people who can relate to what you're going through. You are not alone, you're not struggling alone, people understand what's going on. Like, I feel like we as a society have gotten so much more fine-tuned to the ups and downs of mental health, and I feel like this conversation is so important